I don't know how else to go about this or to talk about this topic because there's various ways of looking at it, and there's various ways that we can interpret what we see that's occurring in ourselves, in our environment, and of course, how it is that we respond or react to such information that's occurring. So the only way I can think of is a little scary. Again, right? I've been going through a lot for myself, trying to develop myself. And one of the reasons why I stopped, or at least taper off on doing YouTube, one of them, there's a lot of valid reasons, right? You know, having a family, trying to be there for my daughter, and as one YouTuber or subscriber, I should say, had reminded me that being a father is a great deal or a parent in general, it's a great deal, a role in of itself. And this is something brand new to me, right? I still am who I am, and I still have these desires of wanting to do what I want to do. But because I have love for my child, there's different things that have now opened and expand within me, and also within my past and my perception and relationship with my parents has opened up my eyes. My beliefs and values have now shifted some for the better, some not so good, which is what I've been working on. And a lot of this process has been occurring in making me realize why I started YouTube. So I don't want to go into too much depth, and that's another thing, right? It's another thing I argue with a lot with myself, is like, I don't want to waste your time. So before I even begin, let me first say that how I present, how I communicate, how I do my work with my clients, I am thorough. This is who I am. This is how I've always been. I've always dived into the thought process and expanding the awareness within myself. I am thought-provoking. I like getting my ideas out there and expanding others' awareness, not because I just enjoy for the heck of it, but it's also because I really want to have a deeper understanding of what's happening within myself. So yes, you could say it's a little selfish, but I'm hoping that it's a positive and good thing of why it is this selfishness is occurring. So with that warning in mind, if this goes a little over than the amount of time I've anticipated, work with me or communicate with me and letting me know if you're open to this type of video length, because that's something I'm working on in my future videos. Now, bringing it down to why I bring that up is because it's one of the reasons why I don't want to make videos on YouTube. A lot of people talk about, hey, if you want to do well on YouTube, you have to do these catchy thumbnails. You have to do these intriguing or enticing titles, which I'm working on, right, to build my following. It's part of the game you got to play on YouTube. I want to do that, but I also want my message to be a bit more clear and concise upon delivery. However, there is just such topics in areas like this video, awareness, that it takes a great amount of detail to explore. It's just not something you could just throw a mirror up and say, hey, what do you see? Oh, I see my reflection. I see myself. No, there's a lot more going on, okay? And I want to present that in a way where now I'm going to express it in my most authentic way possible. And that's what I'm concerned about, because this is something a friend of mine and I talked about. He said two things, right? For one, we're still friends. We have our disagreements. We don't agree, but we're still friends. We get along. We have fun, talk shit, whatever. And he's a Marine. So yes, in a sense, he does have thick skin. He's also Mexican. So we share our views. We're different. I'm a bit more yang. He's a bit more yin. Okay. I'm a bit more fired up, ambitious, driven. He's a bit more passive, tranquil, and just enjoying life in a sense. And every time I express to him my frustrations, he lets me know that everyone is not like me. I know this. This is obvious, and sometimes it's not helpful. But it makes me realize, like, hey, look, there is a group of people who can benefit from this type of content. A group of people that I resonate with most. I'm not saying that I'm better than no one. Yo, I'm making it public. I'm putting myself out there. I am not better than nobody. I've never looked at it like that. Sometimes my arrogance may surface in a sense where I'm like, man, yeah, fuck you, I'm better than you. But I'm doing so, if that occurs, it's more in a competitive setting. I'm having fun, Okay, that's just part of it. But deep down, when I do my work, when I do the stuff that my YouTube, being there for my family, it ain't about being better than nobody. I see it. In fact, my wife, my best friend, and my friends, my daughter, probably when she gets older, everyone that knows me can vouch for me. I look at us, each other, our bond and connection as a team. So, now that we have that understanding of what's been happening with my YouTube videos and inconsistency and the challenges, I share that with you to bring that awareness that you too might be having. Those things that block you from flowing. You know, you are who you are, how it is you're supposed to be. You're not flowing. And why do I bring this up? Because a lot of us don't want to be authentic. And I'm doing this as I'm talking because a lot of the times we are cautious and afraid of being who we are truly, and out of the fear of being impactful, disrespecting, making others feel uncomfortable, offending people. Self-awareness. What's occurring? What is it that's occurring within me? Let's start with the most biggest one for me that happened recently. I love working out for myself and self-development. And I love coaching others to improve on their self-development, their physical capabilities. I love it, man. And my clients vouch for me. They know that I love this shit. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. Not just the physical side, but the mental. All right, that's what I do mostly for work, performance enhancement. That's what I love. I love bridging the two together and helping people. And a common thing that I've observed going to the gym is a shit ton of people daydreaming, staring, looking at you, looking at your phone, fucking taking up their sweet ass time on the equipment, not re-racking their weights, not putting shit back, not wiping the seats, especially during this time, COVID, right? Not wearing their masks, at least at the time when they were supposed to. These were all things that were pissing me the F off. Why do you let stuff like that get to your head, Gabe? These are things I have to really process, right? I'm my own argument, or a person that I fight myself a lot, right? It's like, what is your problem? What is your issue? What is your deal? All those things I process and try to make sense of it, so that way my actions and what I shoot out is a bit more clear and objective versus emotional, which is something a lot of people do because we just let things happen. We just go aimlessly by our day. We don't take the time. We don't take the time, guys, to process things. We don't take the time to reflect on our actions and how it may impact the person in left and right of us. And in my opinion, the very first thing that we need to start doing, man, the very first thing we need to start doing is be honest with ourselves. I said it earlier. What was holding me back from making YouTube videos? Because I was afraid of being too honest. I've always been known as a person who spoke his mind and straight shot forward. But I didn't like how it would impact certain people. People I liked or the people I wanted to start developing a relationship, like corporations or at work. You know, I had to be cautious. I didn't want to say something that would put me in a position that could screw me over, right? And then you have the military. You got to keep your military bearing going. You got to use tact when you communicate. And, you know, especially for us Marines, we either are very tactful or we are very bold in saying what it is that's on our mind. And I was that person who was very bold in saying what was on his mind. There were some consequences for that. So over time, with all of that occurring, guys, the belief system of being very cautious of saying anything that may be offensive, and now living in California, I got to be careful with how I say things, how I walk on eggshells every fucking day, is extremely fatiguing, guys. And it starts to then impact my ability to be the person I truly want to be and how I want to do the work I want to do and help people. In that process, it's very important to be aware of what's happening. And to first do that, we have to be honest. Honest. You can't, there's no right, raw and uncensored is how we learned at MRT. Speak your mind very clear. Your intention isn't to be hurtful or to say something that may offend people. It's to be honest. Sitting for a moment and reflecting. What is occurring? Well, my observations are letting me know that we are, as a society, becoming weak. and it's pissing me the fuck off. So here's the problem. Do I just stay there being negative? Or do I say my truth and find solutions? Because if I stay there in the negative, this by definition and reoccurring these thoughts is pessimism. I fucking hate pessimism. My friends and family know I'm an optimist. However, this can be misunderstood when someone who's speaking negatively and saying, oh, how are you an optimist if you're being negative? Well, the thing is, for us to see, by definition, a hopeful future, we have to be fucking honest with what's happening right now. I want to see a positive future. I want change to happen. I'm doing videos, I'm speaking my truth, and I'm hoping that this can at least impact you in a positive way. And I know some people may be offended, may not like it. Like I said, I might lose subscribers. I might offend people and piss people off. I don't intend to do that, right? Impact versus intent. It's not my intention. But if it does strike a nerve on you, perhaps this is an opportunity for you to have some self-awareness like I did. That's how we grow. That's how we improve. And that is the power behind self-awareness. Very powerful skill, guys. I highly encourage you to start practicing this skill. Being aware of what's occurring, right? See how I'm moving, right? This is flow. Chi energy flowing, or just life force energy, just your thought process, your emotions, everything that's occurring, just let it flow. And it's not going to come out pretty. My verbiage may not be appropriate at the time. I'm only doing what I can, the very best that I can with what I have in this given moment. And my entire being just told me to say, Gabe, you have to do this video. You got to get it out there. So how it comes out, I don't know. I'm probably going to get like 20 views like some of my other videos. It's strange. Like my review videos gets thousands of views. But some of these videos that I think that actually have some value and meaning don't get many views. And I understand why. I have to work on those techniques of getting the video out there. I have to be consistent. I truly do. And it's just so hard because I'm so hard on myself. I want to be thorough. I want to be clear. I want to articulate my message in a way that is delivered perfectly. But guess what? Perfect doesn't exist. But guys, look, I want to wrap this up and just being very clear here. Self-awareness is the extremely powerful weapon. It gives us the opportunity to change. That's entirely up to you in which direction you would like that to be. Thank you so much for your time, and I really hope that this video was somewhat helpful and brought some awareness or at least thought-provoking ideas moving forward in your life. And that's pretty much it for this video. Always train intentionally with maximum effort and be one with the iron.